It's three guys who combined to play 15 seasons in the National Football League trenches. Well, two guys. And Mackey, who didn't do shit. This is the O-Line Committee.
All right, we got Jeremiah, as usual. Phil Mackey. Our guy Booney, we're going to give him a late, missing the show fine. I mean, he did tell us in advance, but sorry, dude. The podcast rolls on. And so, guest co-host, making his return to the O-Line Committee, 9 years in the NFL trenches as a left tackle, co-host of the Raw Room podcast YouTube channel, a man who still has the authority to call Jeremiah a rook if he wants to.
Mm-hmm. Always and forever.
Always and forever. That title
King
never
Dunlap.
leaves.
King Dunlap.
So I appreciate y'all having me back, man. Like I said, I've been keeping up with y'all, so I've been on to watch it. I try to watch it every episode. So like I say, I've been hitting them up about coming back on. So it finally got to happen. It's I was glad to be back. I'm a fan. I was a fan before, and then after being a guest now, it's for sure. Definitely a big fan of the show.
Can I start with our first dumb football question?
Absolutely.
Phil?
After
I talk about the wonderful place of Mystic.
After we get some business in here.
Yeah, we got to pay the bills, right? So for our Minnesota-based audience there, let's talk about Mystic Lake, right? Mystic Lake. King's a casino guy, right? You can stay, you can play, you can dine, you can unwind all in one place. It all starts there on the floor. Right, you feel the rush, the high slots, the dinging, the lights, everything. You feel the table game energy going there. So you got to catch an unforgettable night in the Mystic showroom. But then you can also head to the Hop House for the ultimate hangout where you catch the big games on massive screens. Super Bowl's going on in a couple weeks, right? You enjoy some ice-cold brews on tap, share plates of wings, nachos, run into our guy Judd over there from Purple Daily.
He's just always there, actually.
I think he just lives there, right? And then you can get some lobster at the Mystic Steakhouse. Come on now. And then if you need some just quality me time, take yourself over to the spa, right? You've got a chance there to go retreat, put the comfort of a nice upscale hotel room. Then as the sun goes down, the fun doesn't stop. Go over to the drinks bar, get some high craft quality cocktails, and then finish the night at the promenade, right? So it's all right there. You can play, you can dine, relax, stay. Book your getaway today at mysticlake.com.
Let's go. All right, Jay.
All right,
What's the
Phil,
first dumb football
My
question?
first dumb football question, what was the first text message you sent to Phillip Rivers when he came out of retirement?
Welcome back.
Did that shock you, or what was your emotion? Being blocked for the guy, left tackle for the guy for a long time, what was your reaction when you read Phillip Rivers was starting another NFL game? I
wasn't shocked. Knowing Phil, he's a big, he's an all ball guy. Mm-hmm. The competitor he is, he's just a competitor. Like, he wants to win. It's all football. I wasn't shocked. A lot of people were shocked. It didn't surprise me at all. Once I saw that he was coming back, I was like, there's no way he's not. There's no way he's not gonna not play. Like, he's not coming out of retirement to sit on the bench and watch. And especially with Shane, with Shane, we had Shane out there in San Diego, so he's comfortable with him, known him for a long time. I was surprised, but I wasn't shocked, and I loved it. Like I said, I'm a big, 17. That's my guy. He's still the gunslinger he was before, when he retired. But to sit on the couch for 5 years and come back, I loved it. But it's 17, man. I wouldn't expect anything less.
I mean, did it go better than you would have? It went better than I thought. I think he was dealing in a couple of those games.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
It just sucked. Alec Pierce no longer could do anything because the go ball's just not quite there anymore.
I mean, you've been sitting on the couch for 5 years. You're 45. I mean, it happened. You could just look at him, like, just seeing him in his pads again. You're not used to seeing Phil that round.
Yeah,
well, it feels a bit like people don't realize Phil. He was stacked. He was a big man,
and he was. I mean, I remember watching him dumbbell bench 120s. Like, Phil was put together.
He's 6'5", 230. He's not a small, like, he's a big man. He's a big dude. And to see that, it kind of just ages sitting on the couch.
What do you think he weighed? Because this, I said this on the show. If someone asks you how much you weigh and the answer is I don't know, the only reason is because you don't want to know. Yeah. That's the only reason you don't know how much you weigh.
He know how much you weigh. He got on the scale. I'm not going to assume, because I don't want to put. I'm not. That's my guy. I love him too much to put out there what I think. But obviously, he's been sitting around for 5 years. He's 45, so he looks 45. It's a 45-year-old dad bod.
Now,
sorry, athlete dad
what do you think about him getting interviewed for the Bills job?
I love it.
You think he should? You think he should? You think he could do it? You think he could go be a head ball coach in the NFL right now?
Not right now. Eventually, like with him getting the interview, I think eventually it's going to happen. But I like the fact that he's just going through that experience and that process. It's too right now going from, coaching high school to playing to coaching and not. That's you talk about transitioning. That's 3 different transitions in such a short period of time. That's hard.
Yeah,
especially with a lot of the kids still being younger. And the wife. So I don't think right now. I don't think he could. Well, and grandkids, right? And grandkids, plural.
Yeah. All born on that NFL insurance plan, baby.
I love that. Like he brought the idea. He brought the idea home. Like I just had a great sit down with the Buffalo Bills. Honey, what do you? And before he could even finish what do you think? She's like, "You're going to leave me with 12 kids, and you're going to be living how many hours away from?
Or you're going to move me where? Orchard Park, New York.
What are we doing here? By the way, dumb football question from the YouTube comments here, and you can always send these in every single week. Hit that subscribe button, the like button on the O-Line committee if you're new here. This is from Noob from a few weeks ago, actually, but it fits here with Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers came back to the NFL. What if one of these following older quarterbacks were to somehow go back to college in their current state? Let's say they had extra eligibility or something. Could Phillip Rivers or Tom Brady in their mid-40s win a national championship on a college football playoff team?
No. The O-line play is not good enough. They would get murdered.
Okay.
Like they would get murdered because you're talking about a 45-year-old Phillip Rivers and a 19-year-old redshirt freshman left guard. That's not always going to end well. Not many statues in college football exist anymore. You have to be able to move and go because O-line play sucks in college football right now. It's not good. And so you're talking about a statue back there throwing it just – also, the game would be so fast.
A complicated, check or something, and they'd be like –
The O-line, what do you mean? The card over there said 2 lock. I don't know what you're talking about. Right? He's like, no, Mike's right. We're going to go over here, rock it. Right. He's like, hey, no, we go to that guy right there. It'd just be too much. And the game would be so slow for them, they would freak out.
Yeah, I don't think, like you said, I don't think they would last because it's so slow. Imagine Phil trying to get those college kids into that blitz meeting we used to have.
Oh gosh,
he'd get up and walk. He'd have to get up and walk out.
Yeah,
because it wouldn't just he would never get to the field.
Some guy would be like, "Can I put this on my TikTok?" And he'd be like, "I'll kill you."
No,
he's doing a day in the life video. There's just Phil sitting in the front talking about 6-man sort protections,
and they're back there clueless.
No idea.
Let's see here. Let's go to. I'm going to throw one out here.
Let's do it.
This has been people have been outraged the last 2 days over this one. Are you guys offended by Bill Belichick not being a first-ballot Hall of Fame coach?
Absolutely. It's ridiculous. If he's not a Hall of Fame coach, then who else qualifies? How else are you not? If Bill Belichick isn't a first-ballot Hall of Fame coach, who? That's pretty much
the standard.
That's the criteria. First ballot Hall of Fame coach. At top of the list is Bill Belichick. that's.
I'm trying to so what do we know what happened? Is it pettiness? Is it people that are just don't like the guy? Is it because he's dating a 26-year-old? What is the reasoning that we're doing this? I could see the NFL being like, we can't stand for that. We are the high and mighty NFL. We have morals and standards, and he's dating a 20. We don't agree with that. I don't know. What's the problem?
What do you think? I have a theory, but I want to hear what King says.
No, go ahead, Mac. Let's hear it. I want to see what you got.
So I think it's two or three different factors here that are all interesting on their own. Number one, I would say just from a success standpoint, he has an 84 and 103 record, so 20 games under 500 between his Cleveland Browns tenure as a head coach and then the non-Tom Brady. So when he doesn't have Tom Brady as a quarterback, he's 20 games below 500. And I could see people saying, well, and I actually, for our Football Takes podcast, I was curious. That's like a 440 winning percentage. What other head coaches are in line with that? It's like coaches you've heard of that are like Herm Edwards is a good NFL head coach, but not a Hall of Famer. Jerry Glanville. Are people punishing him because, well, when you didn't have Tom Brady, you were 20 games below 500, and the Patriots train wrecked after Tom Brady left? Of course, you can't ignore the 20 years that those guys together won 6 championships and ran roughshod over the NFL. But this speaks to, like, I think this is a societal issue, actually, because people look at those 20 years and they say, well, who deserves credit? Is it Tom Brady or is it Bill Belichick? And it's like not possible in 2026 America to say, well, maybe the answer is in the gray. It's both of those guys.
Both, yes.
I think he's getting punished for some of that. And I also think the Spygate, the Deflategate, like the scandals and stuff that he kind of, railroaded the league on. So I think they're just like making him chill out for a year, and then we'll see what happens. He's going to get in at some point.
You can't take those 20 years away from him. Yes, he had Tom Brady, but how are you?
But it was Tom Brady only. That's what people will say.
That's what I'm saying, right? So I don't understand how people try to say that when it was both of them. Like neither one of them was successful that long without the other. Yeah, Tom Brady had the quick few years and Tampa getting one, but they did it together. So you can't take away what. It's like saying, okay, take away Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City. Like you can't they did it. Why are you trying to take something away from him that they actually did together?
And why do we need to have like an exact percentage of? That's the other funny thing is we need to figure out in the greatest 20-year run in the history of football, we need to get to the bottom of, was it like 80% Brady or was it, we sharpened the pencils so aggressively.
I've never seen this many people defend Belichick. That was what was wild to me. Like everyone kind of hates the grumpy old man, but respected him in the league. Right. Like no one liked him. Even his players that I knew that played for him were like, I didn't really like Bill, but like you have to respect him and you'd have the utmost of like you are the GOAT of coaches. But I've never seen this many players come to the defense of Bill Belichick. It's because everyone who played the game and everyone who had the shield on at one point understands what he did, how freaking hard that was. Right. Like how hard to consistently do what he was able to do with Tom Brady or no Tom Brady, just to push the rock up the hill that many times and then to win it that many times. I mean, it's just crazy to think about that we aren't able to just look past some of the other stuff and go, whatever he did worked. And he has to be the standard that is set to, if you're going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, you better meet all of these criteria here. And I think, I just don't understand it. I really don't.
Doesn't make any sense.
There's like a weird gatekeeping mentality with some of these Hall of Fame. So like, I know Jeremiah is a huge baseball fan, so this will connect really well with you, right? But the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame, which has been around for like 100 years, and there's been one player in the history of Major League Baseball who was unanimously voted in as a Hall of Famer, and it was the Yankees closer Mariano Rivera. So you're telling me, all the voters out there, Ken Griffey Jr., I'd put Barry Bonds in, even though he was hopped up on steroids for like 10 years.
Absolutely.
That was when baseball was fun.
Yeah.
It was great. It's great. He's like 40 years old, hitting 70 bombs or whatever.
Heck yeah.
But you're telling me that someone didn't vote for Willie Mays or Ken Griffey Jr. or some of these no-brainers? In football, you ask, like, what happened in that room with the Belichick vote? This is the other funny, pretentious thing. So Sal Palantonio, who's like this longtime ESPN insider reporter, so he was in the room when the vote was happening, and they brought him on ESPN to explain, like, how did Bill Belichick, what happened in that room? How did Bill Belichick not get voted in? And he said, I'm not at liberty to tell you guys because what happens in that room is a private process. So I can't tell you, I can't pull the curtain back. It's like, well, why are you on? Like, first of all, why not? Like, who gives a rip?
What is so sacred about a voting process? Unless there's something wrong with it,
Exactly.
and unless there's an issue where someone's like, hey, we're all in agreement here, like we can't put Bill in, right? Like lobbying against him, like, yeah, I guess we can figure that out, which then takes the merit of the whole thing out of it, and that's the part that's annoying.
There's definitely collusion going on, and that's why I don't want to get out.
The NFL colluding? Never. The NFL would never collude, King. Those owners, those guys, they are just above reproach on all things.
It's sad, man. Like I hate it for Bill. Like I said, I don't know enough not to like him, but I do respect him what he did. His coaching career, even as a DC before becoming a head coach. I mean, he's one of the greatest coaches. I mean, you have some people the greatest coach to ever coach coaching the league. So not being a first ballot Hall of Famer,
I mean,
it's absurd.
it's the same thing as saying like, well, we probably shouldn't put Saban in the College Football Hall of Fame
Right, like-
because he had all those great players, right? I mean, if he didn't have
They had a car
Tua
dealership paying some
and
players. I
Derrick
don't know.
Henry, if he didn't have all those guys, he probably wouldn't. That's not how this works. You can't say you just can't do it. So yeah, that's it's bullshit.
I like Jeremiah's initial theory, which is, what if everyone got together in that room and somebody's like, does anyone else think it's kind of weird that he's coaching North Carolina and dating a 25-year-old? It's kind of weird, right?
It's kind of weird, right, guys? Like, yeah, it is kind of weird. We can't. Yeah, we can't vote for that. What message would we be sending to the young people?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Why, like, North Carolina? I don't know. Why not, like, Michigan? It's kind of a weird deal. Ari32 wants to know, when a new head coach gets hired in the NFL, and we're seeing 10 of those right now, this crazy cycle, most of the position coaches get let go and it all turns over. How much of a difference is there from one positional coach to the next in the NFL? Can position coaches change their style and approach to match the new head coach? Like, how interchangeable are position coaches is his question.
They're different. Especially when it comes to particulars for offensive linemen, like one coach has more emphasis on one thing than another. It's different personalities. I don't think offensive line coaches change their personality per head coach. I think they kind of, especially the good ones, they kind of stick to who they are. They might add some philosophies that they might not have had before with the new head coach, but I don't think like they change their personal, like overall like mindset towards coaching a room. But it is different. Different position coaches are different. Everybody's different emphasis. And so the few that I had, I would say there's a difference. But as far as like adopting the head coach's mindset, that's usually not a thing. Like I said, philosophy, but as far as mindset, I don't think so. Because like I said, I don't think Joe D changed his mindset of how he coached compared to Mike McCoy. That's not. They're two completely different type of coaches. So I think there is a difference in position coaches, but not as far as changing with the head coach. They still stick to who they are, how they coach. That usually remains the same.
I think the biggest difference for me, so like I guess I had one flip from, I had Davidson with Minnesota, then he got fired and we brought in Tony Sperano. But the biggest difference for me is the difference between a developmental coach and an X's and O's coach. Because those two things are very different. And when you get the combination of both, those are the great ones. Those are the Jeff Stoutlands, those are the Joe De La Sandrises, the John Matskos. But when you get guys that were like former players that knew the game really well, but couldn't necessarily teach how to do it. And then they're just in there going, hey, this is the play, this is the scheme, this is what we're looking for. Now reach this guy. And you're like, question, how do I reach that guy? And they're like, well, you throw your head across and reach him. I don't know. And you're like, oh, okay. Like those type of coaches are different. And you can have those type of coaches if the room is right. And if you don't have the right room for that stuff, it can spiral very quickly. And I was a part of one of those rooms where I was actually one of the veterans in the room, very young room, and I'm looking around like, dude, you got to tell this dude like which foot to step with, or it's not going to really go well here. No. And so those type of things are different. I think that a lot of that also comes with whenever I would say that an offensive coordinator can shift the O-line coach's mindset and technique more than a head coach can. Sure. Because the offensive coordinator and the O-line coach have to be in lockstep in order to make things work. Hey, I need you to teach this way of pass protection because we live in a 7-step max drop world. And so if the O-line goes, well, I jump everything. He's like, well, great. We're sitting back there at 9.5, and so we're going to hold on to the ball for 3 seconds. Those two things won't coexist. Right? So you have to be able to blend the two worlds together. But the difference between a developmental coach and a player like X and O's coach, those things are night and day different.
Yeah. What makes for, like, on the tactical side, or even on the development side, I guess, what makes a great offensive line coach? Like how, when you guys say, because I've heard Jeremiah rattle off like this guy, is it their ability to do both those things? Or like what's the best way an offensive line coach can elevate a room?
I mean, exactly what Jeremiah just talked about, being a developmental guy along with X's and O's guys, having the combination of be able to do both. For me, fortunately, I had my entire career, all my O-line coaches I had were like that, going from Philly to San Diego and the few that I've had. But being able to develop young guys, right, get rookies in, developed in, continue to get the veterans better every year, like finding something to get them better at something they need to work on, continuously getting them better, as well as teaching the whole room football. So like I said, so being able to teach the details for fundamentals and technique, hand placement, footwork, leverage, footwork, all that. That's being able to teach that and marry that with teaching you the game of football, understanding not just the plays, but understanding defenses, what defense is doing, rotations, movements, all the fronts, being able to marry both of those together at the same time. That's really what makes the best offensive line coaches being able to do both really, really well, which is hard to do.
Yeah,
that's what I say. There's some are really good at
extremely.
one, some are really good at both. Some can do it, some can do it all. But the really, really good ones, the great ones, are really good at being both teacher and developer of the game.
I think the big difference too, like even from college to the NFL, is in college everyone's kind of on the same trajectory, right? You come in young, you don't even know how to wipe your ass. You're trying to learn how to do things, and then you leave a little bit better. When you get to the NFL level and you walk into an O-line room, you've got rookies that are trying to figure their way out. You've got the 33-year-old veteran in there, and so finding ways to motivate and keep everyone engaged properly, because if you just coach to the lowest level of the guy IQ-wise in the room, you're going to lose the vets. Right? The vets are going to be like, why am I in here? I could go home and do this. Versus vice versa, you teach to the highest level in the room, the rookies are going to be looking around like, is he speaking Chinese? Like, I don't know what he's talking about. And so finding ways to blend the offensive line room to make sure everyone is engaged, everyone is being coached at the same level. Some guys need, hey, I'm going to be really hard on you in the room, but know that, hey, I'm going to sit down with you at the lunch table and make sure you know that I care about you as a human being, because this is your job now. And like trying to figure that piece out is always something I found really interesting, because some coaches, like King said, are great at it. Other coaches that just go like, I'm here to coach you and work you, I'm going to grind you and grind you and grind you, but then don't care about you as a human being. Those dudes are the ones that by the end of the year, if the things aren't going well, it's a player-led revolt. Yeah. It's a player-led revolt. Yeah. People are checked out. They just don't care. They're like, I could care less what this idiot in the back of the room says. I mean, we got 3 more weeks and I'm out of here. Like, that's when things really start to go south.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, I think we should do this. Let's do this hypothetical that we stumbled on here, Jeremiah, for the next dumb football question. This is from, you know what? Actually, this one's going to be sponsored, all right? Because we got to shout out a couple more friends here, King. You know how it is.
Pay the bills.
Our friends at Underdog here. So Underdog, the big game is coming up. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the big game, but it's played on Sunday in a couple weeks. And it starts around 5:30 Central Time, 6:30 Eastern Time. And you can go on Underdog right now. And you got to be 18 or over. I should say that too. But you can go on Underdog and get $75 in fantasy bonus entries when you make your first $5 lineup. And you can pick on various statistics on Underdog for the big game and select higher or lower on their statistics. And boom, you can win some money. It's fun to watch football when you're on Underdog. So go check them out right now. In fact, let's see here. I'm just checking out Sam Darnold, 232.5 passing yards, higher or lower. Drake May, 225.5 passing yards. Select higher or lower on that, and you'll be in business. Also, a North American Banking Company. Hey, if you make some money while you are playing Underdog, you might need a bank to store that money in. So if you're looking for a better banking experience, especially for our upper Midwest audience here, North American Banking Company is here with two different things that I can vouch for. Personal relationships, actual human beings that you can have a conversation with, and cutting-edge online tools, the official bank of the O-Line committee here. So if you're looking for just a better checking and savings experience, or you're looking to finance something bigger, buying a home, setting up a new business, whatever it is, nabankco.com. Find out more at nabankco.com. All right, dudes, back to the...
Do we not have to do the disclaimer?
Oh, you're right. Let me fire.
Hold on. 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org in New York, or call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369.
That's an Emmy on you.
Oh my
That's a mental error on you.
That's going to cost you, Mackey.
Yep.
It's also hard to talk that fast every time, dude. It's crazy.
The first time he read that not at full speed, it was like 3 minutes. We were like, okay, let's get this thing rolling here.
That's right, girl. So this has been making the rounds on social media. I'm going to throw it out to you guys. Jeremy Vidayak, I believe it's pronounced. This is the argument. It's a hypothetical football game between the New York Giants, like the current New York Giants. Let's say that Jackson Dart, Malik Neighbors, and Cam Skadaboo are all healthy, and John Harbaugh is now their coach. I don't know if this factors in or not. So it's the current New York Giants versus a group of 50 regular 24-year-old guys. Everybody on the 50-man regular guy side did play organized sports in high school, but nothing beyond that. The twist is all 50 guys are allowed to be on the field at the same time, but the Giants can only use 11 guys on the field on their end, okay? The game is played under normal NFL rules. All penalties count, etc. You can't just like hold. The game takes place at Lambeau Field in January at 8 p.m. in the freezing cold.
I hate hypotheticals.
Who wins the game?
Come on, King. Who wins?
I hate hypotheticals so much.
Okay,
First
Bill
of all,
Belichick.
if there's got to be that many nobody
Dude,
wins.
think about it. I mean, I don't know. I honestly think the 50 guys could pull it off.
Of course, it's 50
that's
against
Well, there should
11.
be like open receivers everywhere, right? Like, or how many are eligible? That's my question.
I mean, here's the thing. I'm sending 47. Like at the snap of the ball, I have 47 guys on the line of scrimmage, and I'm just run. Like just run. I mean,
Just
you
go.
can only block 5.
Just go.
So
a few of
You
y'all
get
are
that
gonna
ball
come
out, though.
unblocked. Just go get the ball.
see
If you
ball,
played
sick
high
ball.
school football, just see ball, get ball, just go.
I will say though, man, like if you could just throw a go ball to Malik Neighbors, no one's catching him. But I guess at the same time, you could just have 8 people standing on the end zone.
Go 9 deep.
I don't know.
Drop
It's
10.
a fascinating thought experiment.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
here's the thing.
actually, who's
Out of all the
coaching
50 that
50?
get, here's my question though. Every guy that gets hurt, can you replace him with another guy, or do they just slowly dwindle down? Because by the end of the game, you're going to have like 15 guys left.
Well, so
Because that'd be my first thing is like, hey, just hurt them, right? Like just throw them all down, belly flop them a few times. It's 8 degrees outside. They're not going to want to get back on the field. So if that 50 number dwindles over time, I think you'd end up giving it to the Giants.
Yeah, there are subs allowed. It's a 100-man roster according to this.
Okay, then no.
So there are subs allowed. But also, could they not? Maybe they wouldn't know how to deal with the cold like the NFL players.
Also, could they put an organized offense together?
Yeah, who's coaching?
Who's coaching? Right?
Is it just another random guy?
Well,
who
we
played
can't have
some ball in
well,
high
it wouldn't be
school?
a Hall of Fame guy, so maybe Belichick coaches. I don't know. We'll have Belichick on the other side. Get those boys right.
That's be bad.
Yeah, no, that's the hypotheticals are insane to me. I can't.
Well, that's like I remember when like Alabama was rolling, they're like, couldn't they beat the Cleveland Browns? I'm like,
No.
not even remotely close.
It's an NFL
like,
team.
it's not even. The worst NFL team beats Indiana by 40 this year. Like it's not even close.
Who was Raiders? Who was the
Raiders.
worst NFL team?
The Raiders. Max Crosby
Raiders?
rips Fernando Mendoza's face
bro.
off. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. He just does. Right. And then you have, who is it? Diablo. Diablo's murdering people in the middle. It's just, Hunter Henry, or what? Not Hunter Henry.
Jamal Adams is probably going to knock out
Yeah.
a couple of receivers or tight ends. Like, it's not.
It's such a different league, dude. It's. I mean, I remember when I was in college, I was like, oh, maybe. Like, maybe because you look at Alabama, and then as soon as you set foot on an NFL roster, you're like,
You're like, no.
I don't even think the NFL team would have to pass the football. They could just run the ball.
You
just
different.
run. It's such a different game.
Well, because like the worst NFL teams are only taking a couple of Alabama's best players as
Correct.
they fill out their team in the draft,
Correct.
and you get to choose between everyone.
18-year-old versus Cam Hayward. Yeah, that'd go well.
Okay, what if it was a physical fight between 50? No, I'm just kidding. We'll get to more hypotheticals later. How many regular 24-year-olds could kill an NFL roster? Okay, Christian Augustine wants to know, how do such elite players like Amon-Ra St. Brown, Puka Nacua, Tom Brady, Trey Smith fall so far in the draft? Is it a credit to the NFL teams developing those players? Or were they just as good in college and their scouting evaluations weren't accurate?
King, you gotta have a story because you kind of fell into this world of should have been a high rounder, fell down a little bit. So, like, what's your thoughts on the process of pre-draft?
I mean, it's not a perfect science. Like I said, you look at how many guys go first round that are first round picks that don't pan out. So it's not a perfect science. You miss more than you get right when it comes to that. So I mean, I don't. It's hard to say how because you just miss. You don't know. Like I said, you don't know a guy how good he is till he gets in the league, till he plays. Like I'm sure even as good a player as Tom Brady was in Michigan, nobody thought he was going to turn into the best quarterback to ever play the game. So like I said, you don't know that until it happens. So it's hard to say. I don't know why. Like, I mean, I can't. That's a great question. Saying why, like there's no answer as to why. It just happens. And so like I said, I went from being a potential, early first round pick to sliding to 7th round. So I think the coaches, they knew their talent was there. For me, from my standpoint, they knew I could play. It's just everything else that happened off the field and what, behind the scenes stuff that went down with a certain coach that we won't name. But that, that's a different situation, but all situations are different. So there's no reason, I don't think you can say why it happens. It just does happen because it's not a perfect science. Nobody's right all of the time.
Yeah.
Nobody's wrong all of the time.
Right.
So
And I think
you hope you hit, but you're going to miss sometimes.
I think a lot of it too is what people don't see is the behind the scenes stuff that happens before the draft. I'm talking like 2 weeks right before the draft. Medical is a huge thing, right? Medical is something where you could have a guy that has a 2nd round grade and he's been through the process. He's been on 30 visits. He's been out there and the scouts have done hours and hours of work. They send everything off to medical. And one of the doctors comes back and is like,
red flag.
Don't like that ankle. I really don't like that ankle of his. And boom, put the red flag medical on him. And then it's like, okay, well, now he drops to a 5th round grade for us.
Yep.
Like, and that type of stuff. Or, hey, character issues. Not even for the kid. Hey, his family.
Right.
We talk to XYZ people around him. His family's going to be a problem. And if his family's a problem, how's that going to affect his on-field performance? Then does that mean we're willing to invest a 2nd round pick in him, a 1st round pick in him? And that type of stuff scares NFL teams. Frightens them to death more than the skill set stuff, right? And so we don't ever really get the full picture of why a player falls. I mean, and then what happens too is as a player starts to fall, right? So as a player starts to fall, where maybe 31 teams had like a 2nd round grade on this guy, and we get to the middle of the 3rd and he's still not picked, they all start to panic, going, "What did we miss?
What's wrong? Yeah.
What did we miss?
Proof.
Like,
Yeah.
what did we miss in our, like, if they didn't take him, we knew that what did we miss in our background?" They're scrambling like, well, we can't take him now and so those type of things happen in the draft too. It's so many different variables for every single individual that all it takes is like the Vikings didn't like X about certain players, so they didn't draft him. The Eagles didn't like X about him, but they didn't care about the other thing. They didn't like this piece of him. And so that's why it's such a hit or miss piece. But I will say this, if you're a top 10 talent, a lot of that can be overlooked. But that is also another reason why a lot of those guys flame out. Because one of those issues that people were worried about, they were like, we can work through that. We can be fine with that. And that stuff spirals and gets them out of the league before you can even begin. So it's such a conundrum sometimes, but there are just certain things where like Puka Nacua didn't run a great 40.
Right.
Like there's certain guys like his arms are a half inch too small. And the draft gets so wrapped around the axle about height, weight, speed, and measurables and all this stuff that sometimes they'll overlook the production. Yeah. The production of this guy's amazing. It's like, yeah, but he's got 33.25-inch arms, man. I don't know if he can play tackle in the NFL. It's like, dude, this dude played 4,000 snaps in college football and was great. Those type of things really, really get teams wrapped around the axle. And some teams are great about it. Other teams are not. I mean, you look like the Eagles. They've hit on so many of their draft picks. Yeah. They've done a really nice job. You look at some other teams, they're like, draft has been really bad for you. There's got to be a disconnect there, but it's really hard to just pin it all and be like, well, they missed on the draft. We don't get the full picture 90% of the time as the public.
And we never will. Nobody ever will. Unless you're in the room, in those rooms. Like even you doing what you do now, like you'll get a little bit more being on that side of it.
But it's not till after.
It still won't be the full.
It's not till after.
Right, but I'm saying it won't be after the fact. Right.
Mm-hmm. It'll be after the draft. When I call, be like, yo, what the just happened? And they're like, well, this, that. And you have to call all the teams to get the full picture. And then no one's going to share that beforehand. I mean, unless you're the Buffalo Bills and then you just throw your head coach under the bus. And be like, well, I didn't want that guy, but that guy wanted that guy.
That was a
so
week
bad.
ago now, but like the owner comes in and dude, Keon Coleman's still on the team.
My question was, does that mean that Joe Brady didn't want Keon Coleman? Like, are we going to say that the offensive coordinator also did not play a role in drafting the first round wide receiver?
You mean head coach? He's not OC anymore. He's head coach.
Yeah, but he was OC last year. He was in the freaking building, right? And we said we threw the baby out with the bathwater because he wanted to draft Keon Coleman. It's like, you don't think the offensive coordinator like co-signed on that pick? Dude, that is such a wild move. That was crazy.
Yeah. Do you guys think Joe Brady is Joe Brady going to get the Bills to where they want to be here? Super Bowl.
I don't know.
King says no.
I don't. I have a hard time feeling excited about that hire. I think a lot of that hire was the fact that they involved Josh, and Josh didn't want to change his offense. Why would you? I won MVP under this dude.
Yeah.
Why would I want to change?
They could have hired Dable. That's the interesting thing, because Dable was in there for an interview, and so you had both of his offensive coordinators. Did Josh then kind of?
Nobody likes change, especially quarterbacks. Especially quarterbacks.
And then firing McDermott is not gonna. It's not gonna change. I think they made a mistake firing McDermott because I'm surprised he hasn't got hired yet. I heard he might take a year off.
If I was him, dude, I'd take a year off.
I hope he does it. He's a head coach. He needs to be a head coach somewhere. But I don't think that was. Yes, he's been there for a while. He didn't get them over the hump. But you fire McDermott and then just bring up the in-house to a head coach. You didn't change. You're not changing anything from a coaching standpoint. Just a name. Because Brady's been there. He was OC. So you fire McDermott, get him out of the way. But they're used to, like, if you're gonna fire a coach, you're gonna bring in. You need new voice, new juice.
Something.
New establishment. New regime. You're not doing that. You're just bumping up somebody that's been there. So it's like it's gonna be the same. And it's not knocking. That's not knocking Joe Brady. Obviously,
I think he deserves
coach.
to be a head coach.
Yeah,
I agree
he's a great
with
coach.
that.
I'm probably got biased just for playing for Sean in Philly, but either way, but Sean McDermott's one of the best coaches in the NFL. I don't think firing him was the issue. It's like they're blaming him for their shortcomings, which, yes, as a head coach, you get blamed, but he didn't go out there and fumble the ball 3 times in Denver.
Yeah.
Speaking of Denver real quick, are we at all weirded out about this whole Sean Payton, Bo Nix press conference about his surgery and like speaking on like a predisposed condition with his ankle, and then Bo Nix coming back out and being like, I don't think we should be talking about all of this. Like, that whole interaction to me was super strange.
So what, am I getting this right? That Sean Payton fires the offensive coordinator and then kind of talk.
Oh yeah.
Like yesterday.
Yeah. Offensive coordinator in Broncos.
And talked about that Bo Nix was predisposed to an ankle injury, and I think he insinuated that calling the rollout to the left there, the little bootleg play, was he insinuating Sean Payton,
I don't know.
Offensive coordinator?
It was such
Sean
a weird
play,
thing.
So
it's such a weird thing. Like, he fired the offensive coordinator, and then he came out and said, "Yeah, Bo had a good surgery, but the surgeon told us that this was destined to happen." Like, he had a predisposed condition in his ankle,
his other surgeries,
with all like
surgeries.
that this was just eventually going to happen. And then Bo Nix had to get on there and was like, I don't think that was going to happen. Like, I don't think I was predisposed. Like, and then all of a sudden Sean Payton had to try and walk it back. Like, it's been more of a mess on that front than it ever needed to be. Like, that you never even needed to come out and say, like, he had a successful surgery, he'll be healthy. Full stop. That's it. Like, you don't ever comment on specifics of an injury. The only reason I could see him doing that is he's laying a marker down for a contract negotiation in 2 years. That's it. That's the only reason that I could see that. Right? The only reason that I could see anyone ever in their right mind throwing their franchise quarterback under is being like, dude, you had that ankle, man. And that cost us a Super Bowl.
Was that chronic? It was chronic, right?
It was chronic, dude. I think we might need to put a waiver on that thing. We might need to make sure it's like, remember when I talked about that in the media? Everyone knows. Like, the whole NFL,
it still clicks, right?
Yeah, it's still clicking. Dude, I wouldn't put it past him. You see, immediately as I said it, you were like, 100%. That's an NFL move. That's an absolute NFL move.
He's going to get around $300 million, so they're going to make it's. By the time he reads up, it's going to be close to $300 million. Yeah. So I'd try to knock that number down too, but I didn't think about that. You're right. But firing the OC, like, that's not. It was not the OC's fault that they tried to play an AFC Championship game with their backup quarterback, like
in a blizzard.
Right. Like, what are we talking?
And Jared Stidham chest passed the football 3 different times. So yeah, let's not do that anymore.
Innovation.
These coaches, man. It's been a lot of wild coaching changes, man. I don't get it, but hey, that's why I'm not a coach. I'm just a former player. So what do we know, right?
There's just so much parody in it right now. It's almost become comical in some shape or form. Like, I saw today, like, they hired Monken in Cleveland, right? And then I think it was Emmanuel Acho gets on Twitter and starts talking about how, like, Shadur Sanders shouldn't even respect him because what has he done in the league? What's he won? What's he done? I was like,
He's a Pro Bowler.
What are we talking about? Like, what do you? Yeah, Pro Bowl Shooter Sanders. Like, what are we? What are we actually talking about here? Where we're actually mocking guys that have had a ton of success. Lamar MVP, like part of that system, part of a juggernaut that couldn't quite get over the hump either. But now we're just gonna be like, well, because he's never won anything, he's not gonna be a successful head coach. And so we're now setting this narrative across the board that we should already shit all over Todd Monken before he's even stepped foot in the building. I hate the world in which we're creating this microcosm of criticism before anything. I mean, Liam Cohen last year, if you would have asked us after his initial press conference, we're like, dude's winning 3 games. He sucks, right? Into Duval. And look at him now. He leads them to an AFC championship. So this completely judge, jury, executioner thing with these coaches before it even begins is crazy to me. Even though we just kind of did it to Joe Brady. But anyway,
both of you are hypocrites. Yeah, you guys are like, yeah, don't judge coaches after.
Like we said, we gave Joe Brady his due.
Right.
We gave Joe Brady his due.
Against Joe Brady.
It has everything to do with the fact that he was in that building as of last year.
It's more against the higher ups, the organization higher ups, than Joe Brady himself.
Let me interrupt you for a second.
Hey, King, last thing for you here. Dumb weather question. How are we digging out of the ice and the snow down there in Nashville, right?
Well, I'm dug out now. I hunkered down. So my last day training was Friday and it hit Saturday. So I didn't leave the house till, what was that, yesterday, Wednesday? It's pretty bad, man. The ice, first it was going to be this whole 2 feet of, 20 inches of snow. Then that went away. But the ice, obviously, we caught the ice part of it, and it's pretty hectic. It's still a couple 100,000 people without power. I'm good where I'm at. I'm dug out. I did have to knock off about 1.5 inches, 2 inches of ice off the car because I didn't move, but it got everything iced over. We're used to the snow, but we're not used to this kind of ice. It's a bunch of, so the biggest thing, the trees, the ice weighing the trees down, explode. They call them exploding trees, but all these old trees have been around for a while, not used to this heavy ice. They're going down, they're tearing down power lines, transformers are exploding all over the place. It's a lot of people. I said, I'm blessed where we are, but there's a lot of people that are out right now. So, prayers out, to all those people that are kind of going through it right now. But it did get pretty, we've seen snowstorms before. We've never seen an ice storm. It looks like Mr. Freeze from Batman came in and they put the big gun, the big freeze gun. Freeze. Chill and freeze.
This is Arnold Schwarzenegger, right?
Absolutely, dude. I loved that Batman growing
that's
up.
One of the best ones.
You had Poison Ivy in there too.
That was one of the best Batmans ever made. But
was it Clooney? George Clooney? Who was Batman?
I think that was Clooney.
Because Val Kilmer
was it Keaton? That might have been Michael Keaton, wasn't it?
No, Keaton was the Joker with Jack Nicholson. I think it was
Kilmer was Freeze.
Was he? Okay.
No, it was Clooney.
Yeah, no, Kilmer was the Jim Carrey, the Riddler.
Yeah.
George Clooney. It was Clooney.
It
was Clooney.
Yeah. Glad we got to the bottom of the order of Batman. I'm a Michael Keaton guy, by the way.
I'm a Christian Bale guy. Come on.
Are you? His voice, dude, it's like...
Yeah, it's not real. And he's too small. Batman's, come on. They had to put him in those stack boots. Like,
hey, listen.
I know George Clooney and Val Kilmer aren't like...
I would say they're not exactly tipping the scales.
But Christian Bale, you can just look at him like, bro, come on, bro. You're like...
Batman. And then he's overcompensating with the voice.
Yeah, he makes up for it with his voice.
I'm Batman. Dude, no, take a Ricola, dude. Take a cough drop. Take a breath.
All right. Well, we're not gonna have you on next week, but we'll make our picks next week. But who you got in the Super Bowl?
Oh yeah.
It's hard to go against the Seahawks defense. Drake May's a decent young quarterback, but that Seahawks defense, I don't think he's ready. I think they're going to make some plays, and Sam Darnold's going to do enough to win it. And I think it's going to be the Seahawks. Vrabel, but shout out to the Titans. Mike Vrabel got the Patriots to the Super Bowl in his first year. They're playing very, very well too. But I think that Seahawks defense, man, it's just they're great at every level. It's hard to beat a defense that has great players. Has a three-level defense with all pros and great players at every level is tough to beat. And I think that Seahawks pull it out just because of the defense.
Yeah, Darnold's a cool story, and it's going to be fun to watch him if they win that Super Bowl. Find another way to dodge the question that everyone keeps asking him, like, so your journey to get here has been so long. You were so shitty for like 5 years. And like that's what they're, and he knows that's what they're insinuating.
How mad are people in Minnesota, Mackey?
Oh man, how do I? In 30 seconds or less, how do I? It's not great right now with the quarterback situation, but I think what's hard is if you go back a year ago, the Vikings basically they made two bets that both failed epically a year ago. The first bet was, we're not 100% sure if Sam Darnold can repeat this going forward, and he's going to make like $30 million instead of $5 million, and so we got a roster to construct. So we're gonna bet that he's not worth giving that contract to, and we're gonna bet that JJ McCarthy can kind of jump right in and step into a ready-made roster, and maybe at some point McCarthy becomes a viable guy. But like the whole plan just blew up in their face, and it's the other thing too that people do this in sports commentary all the time. If you see like a guy fail in a big game or two, you then determine that it's not possible for him to ever not fail in big spots. So like Sam Darnold played poorly in the last two games for the Vikings, the 1 seed game in week 18 and the playoff game. Well, he was terrible in those games. And instead of being like, maybe if he gets another crack at it, he won't be terrible and he'll learn from it, people assume, oh, he's going to be bad in every big game he plays in for the rest of his career. And I was probably guilty of that if we go back and roll the tape 12 months ago too. But
check the receipts.
Yeah, so,
14 wins from two different teams back-to-back years. It's
crazy.
Hard
he
to
is
do.
the winningest quarterback. If you go back the last 2 or 3 years, because he won a couple games with Carolina when he was going through his process, and San Fran. I mean, no quarterback, if you value QB wins as an individual stat, but no quarterback has more QB wins percentage-wise than him the last 4 years. So
yeah, I mean, the biggest thing I looking at this Super Bowl too, it's like the defenses have beat up on the Patriots' offense, right? The Texans killed Drake May, right? And if C.J. Stroud would just handed the ball off 3 times and punted, they probably win that football game every single time. Broncos defense, granted it was a blizzard, the whole bit, smothered Drake May. The Seattle defense is as good, if not better, than the Broncos and Seahawks and the Texans. Like on a full level, I think the Texans front's the best in the NFL, right? But from all 3 levels, the Seahawks, it could get ugly quickly for Drake May and that crew. But at the same time, I'm not sure. I'm excited. I'm going King, so I'll actually be there. So I'm excited about that. I got 3 clients on the Seahawks, so when you go, you got 3. When you got 3, you got to go.
You got to go.
So,
you got to go.
You got the starting center, man.
You got the starting center, man. You got to
go.
go.
I was one of your guys?
Yeah, Sundell's my guy. So super excited about that. So yeah, gonna be a good time. But yeah, man, appreciate you coming on as always.
Yeah, dude.
Absolutely,
as the offseason rolls along here, you're definitely gonna be on more. We're gonna have you as a very regular guest.
Hey man, I'm down. I can't do it from Lipscomb anymore because I'm got kicked off the admin Wi-Fi. But appreciate
if you allow a big
guys.
white boy on the raw room, man, you could just give me a call sometime. We'll see if I can assimilate myself into that.
Listen, I saw Bates today on the way out. Told him I was jumping on with y'all. So we mentioned kind of getting, but we want to get y'all in the studio though. Like we want y'all to come here, get y'all in. The Zoom thing is cool, but we like getting guys in the studio, sitting around, sitting on the couch together. So we'll try to make. I know with y'all schedules, they might be tough, but yeah, off season, especially with Boney too.
Oh God,
we want to get all 3 of you guys in, man. Come in.
Careful what you ask.
Careful what you wish for.
No, man, listen, bro. I love, like I said,
tornado.
Man, listen, we're the same. We came to the league around the same time. We're the same type of players, so it's you got to have a Booney on an offensive line room. Every good offensive line room I've been in, there has been a Rhino type. From Philly to San Diego, and even in college, you got to have at least one to have a good offensive line. You got to have one. You got to have one Rhino.
Yeah.
On the team, on the line to make it go. And he's the he's the guy. He's the glue guy. A lot of people don't look at it like that. He's the guy that gets the whole room to tie in together. It's to understand is you got to be in the room, but you got to have a guy that's, batshit crazy. I mean, you have to have one that'll
there it is.
say anything, do anything, fight anybody.
Yep.
But when you're on the field, you have that. He brings you. You got to, and you have his as long. He knows, especially if he knows his boys got his back.
Yeah.
That's what. But those guys, those are glue guys, and I know they don't get in the outside world. They get a lot of flack for it, but in the room, we know. Those are really, really the glue guys for the room for us. So yeah, I love Bone. Like I said, I'd love playing tackle next to him as a guard.
Oh gosh.
Me and Sirles never really got to play in the game next to each other. We and practice a few plays, but he always ended up going in the right guard.
He just yelled at me about stepping on you, and I was like, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Mr. Dunlap.
Oh, dude, if you stepped on him, he used to get so pissed, so upset.
Yeah. When I get to the point where you piss me off to where I don't say a word. Yeah,
not good.
If I'm just standing there and you say something to me and I just look at you and I don't respond, you should probably walk away.
Yeah.
You should probably walk away.
Jeremiah has seen that look.
Rookie Jeremiah. I was telling somebody else that
I've
story
seen
the other day. His first day in the room.
Don't look at me. Okay. Don't talk to me. Got it. If I'm asleep, wake me up. Yes,
Wake me
sir.
up.
Okay.
And
Anything else?
if you make the team, you won't sit here. That's
Yeah.
one thing. You can sit here now. It's off season.
Yeah. If you make the
just
team.
so happen to make the team, you won't be sitting here.
Hey,
And
I did sit there though. I did sit there
You
after
did.
I made the team because I knew I had to keep you awake, and I had earned my trust.
He did. He did. He did. He
I
was
had earned my trust.
he was scared shitless for about the first couple of days.
Hell yeah.
And then finally, I kind of laughed at, all right, you like, relax, bro. You're
Like if the desk
You're
was
good.
like this wide, I'd like scoot all the way
He's
over.
all the way there.
I'd like have like 6 inches
pretty
of
much
desk.
in
It's
the
like,
aisle
you
in the
good?
middle of
You
the
good? You
building.
got enough room over there, Mr. King? You all right? Okay, thank you.
How would you wake him up if he's dozing off? Like
Foot
poke him?
underneath, foot underneath. You
Foot?
I just kick him underneath, and then I'd be like, I'd like ask a question, be like, hold on, what was that? Like I'd be like, and then oh, shut up, rookie, and then King would be like, King, what are you looking at? Mike's right.
Right back on the board.
On the left tackle, I got it. Don't worry. It's fine.
I got it. It's just wait. Let's just say, wake me. I had 3 rules. Rule number 1, what? Don't talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
Rule number 2, waking me up if I'm asleep, and wake me up if coach is talking to me and I'm asleep. Don't wake me up if I'm asleep. If coach calls on me. And rule number 3 was refer back to rule number 1.
Yeah.
And that was it. But I love it. He's a great, like I said, he took it in stride. Listen, he got it way easier.
Dude, I learned so much from that room. I learned
I
like
miss that room, man. That was a great room.
I still talk about that room to my
That was a
rookies
great
all
room.
the time. Like me between you and then Hardwick and then Ornberger and then Watt and Watts, and like it was just such a fun room.
Yeah, it was a great. It
I
was
got
a great
really lucky.
having
Really
Jody
lucky.
and Dees.
Really lucky with my first room.
I mean,
We should
y'all,
get that-
y'all's
we should get that room
y'all's
together.
rookie show, still,
Dude,
still classic.
So I
Still one of the classics. That's the
told
best
my
one I've ever
rookie
seen.
I told my rookie from Miami to do that this year. Did not go well. Did not go well. He called me afterwards. He's like, I think I'm getting cut. I was like, what? It didn't go well? He's like, no, not good. Got booed. Like coach didn't laugh. Like it was. And then I was like, well, what'd you do? He's like, well, we made a movie. And they did like a 6-minute movie. I was like, way too long.
No.
Way
Yeah.
too long.
You gotta-
I was like,
it's gotta be in
I was like,
person.
you
You
need
can't
you
do a
need like
movie.
in
It's gotta be
person
in
minute and a
person.
half. And
Yeah,
so
short and
he
sweet.
literally thought he was getting cut because of his rookie show. I was like, well, you're not gonna get cut.
That's lazy. That's lazy. Dude, you gotta be in. It's gotta be in person in the front
I
of the
thought it
room.
was funny, but it didn't go over great.
That's not good. Y'all's I can say that's probably the best rookie show I've
Produced and written by yours truly.
Yeah, it was really good. They really went at the coaching stuff, and it had the whole room.
Self-suck,
Nah,
yeah, for sure.
for sure, for sure. But no, it was definitely that's the best rookie show. I'll never forget. We had some great laughs about it. It was very accurate, very funny, and it kind of hits at the heart of all the coaches. It was well done. It was I gave them, like I said, we gave them their props for that.
I
rookie
still have
class.
the script. I'll bring the script next time. I have it in my emails. I'll bring the script out next time.
I feel like because we're gonna get Rich on a show again sometime. We could.
Yeah.
I feel like we could lure Phillip Rivers onto the O-line committee if like his O-line room from back in the day was on.
Dude, I bet
altogether.
we could. I guarantee we could get
Get
Nick.
Nick, yeah.
We could get Richie. I could get Chad.
Yeah,
We could
I can get Big Marcus, who played with them. Marcus McNeil was out there before I got there. I could get Marcus on.
We're gonna get a reunion O-line committee show going.
Yeah,
We're
and
gonna
you know what? I might be able to get Gates on.
I might see if we can get Fluke.
Casey.
I'll see if we can get Fluky on too.
No. Phil won't if DJ's on, Phil's not going on. Love DJ to death. That's my guy. But Phil, if it's got,
Well, we'll just have the mute. We'll have the mute button on our side. Like, okay, thanks, DJ. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and
Podcast, that's a wrap on the podcast.
We're gonna.
Todd Heat. Oh my God, his rookie. You know, DJ's a big rah coming out of Bama, so we'd be stretching, you know, before practice, and he was saying time to eat, dog. And so we're doing it one day, and Nick, we're stretching one day, and when it comes out, it's real quiet, and Nick just goes, Todd Heat, dog, Todd Heat, because DJ had a fluke day, you know, he missed
Fluky day.
He
Yeah,
had a fluky day.
Flukies.
And so we were out there stretching, and Nick was like, "It's too quiet. Todd Heat, dog.
Todd Heat.
And everybody's like, "What?" It's like, "Yeah, Todd Heat." And then they finally realized that he was trying to say time to eat. And so every practice from then on, every he was out there, it was always Todd Heat.
Todd Heat, baby.
Todd Heat. Dog.
Todd Heat.
Tight ends got to eat too. Let's go. Awesome, man. Hey,
Great
King,
times.
thanks again for jumping on here. Friend of the O-line committee, Jay.
And fan. Big fan.
Dude, thank you. And by the way, for you guys have 300,000 subs on the Raw Room, and so
yeah.
I mean, if there are any O-line committee subscribers or listeners that haven't checked out the Raw Room YouTube podcast, you guys are pumping out just a ton of fun podcasts over there too. So go support the Raw Room and support our guy King here.
We'll definitely have a Raw Room O-line committee
collab.
Yeah,
can't wait.
Sure.
I think the kids call it a collab. That's right.
Yeah, whatever they call it. I don't know what they call
And
it.
before you date yourself more here, Mackey, go ahead.
That's right. And it'll just be an hour of hypothetical scenarios to drive King crazy. That's what we're gonna do. Okay. All right. So there's 14 6-year-olds and Bill Belichick and you have a saw and a couple. All right, King. Good stuff, dude. Jay,
Appreciate it,
I'm
fellas.
Phil for the Rhino Late Fine. We'll see you guys next time on the O-Line Committee.